This is the most difficult time to find a job. If you're in the job market or you're looking for a job, it's pretty difficult to find a job right now. And maybe you've probably already gone through some job interviews, but you didn't get the offer. Now, one mistake people make is they think that just because they didn't get the offer that it's done and it's over it, and they cut off all communications with the company. In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 mistakes that you're making and how you can turn that around even though you don't get a job. Now, number one mistake is just because they've been told no, you didn't get a job, the offer was given to somebody else, or they've been cut off from the interview process, they think that that's the end of the conversation. I argue that instead, you should take this as an opportunity to send a thank you message to the hiring manager, letting them know that I really enjoyed getting to learn about your organization and what you're building, talking about my experience and what I can do for the company. I want to express my thank you to you and also to still show my interest, why I really want to work for this company and the things that I can bring to this role. And I want to emphasize that I know that I didn't get the offer, but I'm open for further opportunities as they open up. I would also love to stay in contact with you. Can I connect with you on LinkedIn? Can I keep in touch with you? Or can I send you messages regularly, just checking? I'm still very much interested in the company. Now, that's something that you can do even though you do get rejected. Send a thank you note and ask to stay connected on LinkedIn and let them know that you will send in regular check-ins with them just to chat with them about what you're building, what projects you're working on right now, and also your interest in and availability for future opportunities. Now, this actually bleeds into our second point, which is that you can also say that, if you know anyone else who is hiring for a similar role, I'm definitely interested. Can you please introduce me to them? Now, if you did well during the interview and it just came down to a matter of fact that, they were just somebody else that had qualifications that was a closer fit for what they were looking for, it doesn't mean that you just like is the end of the road. They may know, often hiring managers know all the hiring managers that are also hiring in other companies as well for similar roles. So express your interest, like, do you know anyone that is also currently hiring? Can you refer me? And because they already are familiar with your experience, they can introduce you to that person, letting them know that, hey, I already got to know this person, you're fantastic, just have a call with them. This can also make your interviewing process at the other company a lot smoother, a lot faster, because you're being referred by someone who's already vetted for your experience and vetted that you're a good match. So the third mistake people make is that they don't ask for feedback. I do this all the time in my interviews. Even after each interview, I always ask for feedback. It's like, hey, I really like your feedback on, just why you want me to move forward in the interview process. Or if they don't want me to move forward in the interview process, why you don't want me to move forward in the interview process. What did I do right that you really liked, that you want me to move on? Or what did I not do right that you decided to pass on me? I think it's important that we know that at each stage in our lives, we're always growing, we're always learning. Just because you're not a good fit today doesn't mean you're not a good fit tomorrow. And just because you made this mistake today doesn't mean that you should make that same mistake tomorrow. We're always learning, we're always improving. So ask them for feedback. Where did you make errors? Where did you make mistakes? So that you can learn to make those changes. This reminds me of a time where I was interviewing for this role, and some of the questions that were asked, the hiring manager was trying to understand the why behind what we do in the function. And I was like, well, this is what we do. And he was like, why do we do that? And I was like, oh my gosh, I actually don't know. And I didn't realize that was the reason why I didn't get to pass on the interview. But I asked for feedback, and in the feedback email, he told me that I was really good. I knew how to do the job. I knew how everything ran, but I didn't understand the why. I didn't understand why we're doing what we were doing. And it's important that as you even move up in your career, you want to be a leader, you want to be a team leader or a manager, you have to understand why you're doing something. Why are we doing this? Not just what we're doing, because you're moving up in your roles. It's no longer about what to do. It's about why you're doing those things. And I know sometimes it's like, as we get caught up in our technical roles, we know what we're doing. We know how to do it. We're so used to that. But we actually don't understand the why behind what it is that we're doing. And that can actually be the differentiator between somebody else that is vying for the same role who understands the why. So I just want to also point that out, is asking for feedback can really set you apart. Because now I know moving forward is that if I'm interviewing, is I know the why. And it's not just about interview. It also made me a better person, a better professional. It's like I went back to actually study. It's like, okay, why do we do what we do? Having a mind of curiosity. And I think this is so needed. So definitely ask for feedback and see how you can use that feedback to improve yourself, improve your skills, and make you better for the next interview. I also just want to say that a reason why feedback is so important is that oftentimes the same questions are asked in interviews. And if you don't understand why you're failing interviews, you keep failing interviews. Getting feedback can help you improve so that when you ask the same question in another interview, you already know exactly what the interviewer is looking for. Because hiring managers think alike. They want usually people who work well in a team, people who love to learn, people they like to be outside their comfort zone. And so it's really similar skills that organizations are looking for, right? So if you can get feedback, then you can improve, which can help you do better in the next interview. Now, most people, because they've been booted out of their interview process or they didn't get a job, they even months afterwards, they fail to keep in contact with those companies that they've interviewed with. Now, one thing you should know that if you move on in the interview process, there's definitely something that they see in you. There's something good that they see in you. So this is an opportunity for you to keep in contact with them even months afterwards. I reached out to hiring managers that I interviewed with like over a year ago, and I had reached out to them to say, hey, remember me? We interviewed and it just wasn't quite the right fit, or there were cases where I just didn't feel like the role was a good fit for me personally. And I reached out to rebuild those connections and keep in touch. And now we have this regular check-in. And this is really good because who knows tomorrow if there's an opportunity that comes up and they say, I think you'll be a great fit for this role. Come check this out. Come join us. And that's because I went back, even though it was years, this was over a year after, to rebuild that connection. You should see interviews as an opportunity to build relationships. It's not just about getting the job, it's also about getting to know the people that you'll be working with. People are looking for, can this person work with us? Will this person gel well with the team? And that often comes out to not just your skills, not just your experience, but also the fact that you're good at building relationships. Relationships are so important. I can't overemphasize that. And even if you're able to showcase that in your interview and you still don't get the role, they can remember you because they remember you as someone who is good at building relationships and someone who's friendly. That can help with building those lasting connections. Interviewing for a job is not easy. Talk less, talk more of being rejected for an opportunity that you really want, or even at this moment where it's just really hard to get a job because people are hiring less. So I just want to encourage you that it is possible. I know people who are still getting jobs even in the current climate. It is possible. But you really have to understand that this, even if it doesn't work out for that opportunity, can you foster that relationship so that when another offer comes up, you're first on your mind, right? You're the first thing on your mind. So I want to encourage you. And if you like this video, definitely do so by liking it physically, not just liking it in your mind. Because I know a lot of times like we like something, but we actually don't like it. So actually like the video and let me know if you have any questions in the comments box below. And also subscribe so I can give you a virtual hug and welcome you to the CyberSec Jersey family. Okay, stay blessed and I'll see you in the next video. And the takeaway word for this video is focus on building relationships. Relationships definitely complement your skills and experience.